Hello guys, so in today's episode of my Secret Hitler Guide, we are going to be talking about dropping for powers, but in this episode we're going to be talking about dropping for a specific power, the SE, or the Special Election Power. Now normally, it's pretty obvious, why you'd want to drop for, the investigation power, like the gun, even if you're like a newbie. You drop for the investigation power to like find out a really high elo player's role because they're influential, or you drop for the gun because you think it's 3v3 and you want to make it a liberal majority again, or because you think you know who Hitler is and you want to shoot him fast. And for those of you who don't know, what I mean by drop is when you drop a blue card and play a red card as liberal, so that you can take either the investigation power, which would be here, the special election, or the gun in HZ. So, you might be thinking, yeah, I know why you'd want to take the investigation or the gun, but why would you want to drop for the SE? And I'll explain to you why in this episode. So, say, for the sake of argument, that there's two reds, and you are seat 5 here. You play 5-6, and you know that these two players contain Hitler for sure, because you have good social reads, and you know that one of these guys is Hitler. Maybe one of them's confirmed to be either a reg fascist or Hitler, and the other one's confirmed to be like a liberal or Hitler, but you know that one of these two players has Hitler in them. So, what you might do, instead of this, is if you know that this guy over here also knows that these two players has Hitler in them, like maybe you know this guy's Medusa, he has great reads, and like, okay, what you might want to do is to drop for the SC here. Why? And I'll show you. Because let's say you blew this government, and you play a blue card on 5-6, and then 6 gets to play, and he gets RRR. He is not going to know who the SC is. He might SC incorrectly, he's a clown, he's a bad player, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, if you think back a few videos ago, to when I was doing my actual game reviews of me using my GeoMeta, if you remember when Rivestar threw the SC, it's kind of like that. So imagine someone like Rivestar, who's really bad at sitting in seat 6, and he doesn't understand that these two players are outed to have Hitler. He might throw the SC, and for his top deck, he might SC incorrectly, and the problem with that is that if you top deck a red card, then you only get one gun, and you might not be able to shoot Hitler. And if you miss Hitler, then you have to play the government in the veto zone, and this last fascist right here might be able to get in play and win the game. So this is why it is imperative to not let players like Rivestar and other newbies have the SC, because they might fuck up and throw away a 1 game. So what you do is you say, alright, Rivestar, I'm not going to let you fuck the game up. So, you drop the blue on the SC and play the red. And now all the Hitlers are shaking. Because now you have SC'd 1. So now you have SC'd 1 after dropping for the SC, and now he gets 2 guns. So, he takes his gun, this is a really bad gun, and he shoots this guy, and he's not Hitler, but he's outed reg, so he dies. And now, because you dropped for the SE, you can 9 through this guy's gov, you can 9 through this guy's gov, and now you can take the second gun, and you can shoot this other Hitler. Boom. Since Hitler is in one of these two guys, because you read that with your social reads, you now have a 100% chance to shoot Hitler because you dropped for the SC. If you had let Rivestar play by not dropping that SC, then he could have thrown it, and you might not have gotten 2 guns. And that could be horrible. I'll show you what happens if you don't drop for the SC in this scenario. So, you don't drop for the SC. You play a blue. And then Rivestar over here on his 6X government gets RRR. Oh no. So 5/6 blue. And 6X was RRR. Rivestar loves the top deck after getting RR, even if no one likes it and it makes no sense. So he throws the SC. And now you top deck once and it is red. So that is a top deck red. And now you only get one gun. So after top decking to 1, you finally convince your teammates, hey, Rivestar is being stupid. So you're able to take one shot and you shoot this guy. Turns out he's not Hitler. And now it is veto zone. The final red will win the game. And because you never got the chance to shoot this last Hitler, this last fascist here can carry. So this fascist outchats his 2 greens. He gets a gov in veto zone. Let's just say it's like 3/5 or whatever. It's red. Fascist win the game. That's 6 fascist policies. 1 from 3. 1 from the top deck because Rivestar threw. And 1 from the RRR and HC that Rivestar had. And as you can see, a 1 game, because you figured out who Hitler was, or where Hitler was, in which 2 players, was now lost because you let a newbie be in charge of the SC. Sometimes, when you're a pro player, you have to take matters into your own hands. And that's what separates the pros from the amateurs and the newbies, is that they don't let shitters have the opportunity to throw. I remember this one Obama quote that really stuck with me, where he says that a lot of pro players just kind of let greens throw because they want someone to blame. And I'm really trying to teach people not to do this. Sometimes you have to take matters into your own hand, and you have to drop for the SC so that the shitter next to you can't fuck it up. I hope you appreciated. I hope you understood or learned something from this guide. And if you're kind of unsure still about whether or not this is a good thing to do sometimes, then I have examples. I have proof from the top players that sometimes you should drop for the SC. As you can see, we have a quote from the god himself, Medusa, saying, "Why isn't this idiot dropping for SC?" Max on mobile, another 2K player, "Why the hell aren't my teammates dropping for SC? Morons." Manu, on his alt Iluro, "Why aren't you dropping for SC there? Die." He literally wanted you to die because you threw so bad. And then Mello saying, "Liberals lost all hope of winning once the brainlet in seat 6 didn't drop for the SC right here." So, I hope this shows you guys that pro players too are on board of dropping for the SC. Everyone, is. Sometimes you have to take matters into your own hand when you know where Hitler is, and stop agreeing from fucking up. Like Obama said, do not fall into the trap of allowing your shitty teammates to fuck up just so you can blame them. Take charge yourself and win the game. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.